Hello and welcome to this episode of the Revolver podcast. My name is Brandon Copeland. I'm joined by Jonathan Stallings.
How's it going?
And Katherine Harrison.
Hi.
Katherine Harrison is coincidentally Jonathan's girlfriend.
Coincidentally.
Yeah. And so in this episode, we thought we would just kind of goof around a little bit and do 20 icebreaker questions in one setting. We got some good questions lined up, and we're excited for what is before us.
Yes,
so
sir.
without further ado, I'm going to ask the first question, and we'll go from there. Sound good, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have any objections.
All right, let's do this. So, number one, if you could meet anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be?
Your mom. I'm kidding.
Well, coincidentally, you have met my mother.
I haven't met your mom. Can
You
I
haven't.
say your mom? I'm not going to. But on that note, I do have a story if you guys would like to hear.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so first up to answer is Katherine.
Well, it's not really answering this question. This question just made me think of a story. So I was at this biscuit place in Chattanooga visiting my friend.
Wait, hold on. Biscuit as in cookies or biscuit as in like the like
Biscuit
was
as in
in-
breakfast.
It was in Chattanooga, so not England.
And so we were in the biscuit place in Chattanooga. I genuinely don't remember what it was called, but they're not sponsoring this, so it doesn't matter.
True.
And
Which, on that note, if anybody does want to sponsor us, we have none.
For the 8 viewers that we have, 8
Yep.
or 9.
You'll get like our full attention because we don't have any right now.
Right.
So.
and it's just Crossville. And then they find out that Katherine Harrison is on a podcast. Anyway, I was at the biscuit place. I'm gonna get this story out, I promise. I was at this biscuit place, and I'd never been before, and I'm a picky eater, for those of you that don't know. It's on billboards all over America how picky I am. So it's and so I was nervous about what I was going to order, and sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit was not on the menu, and I was nervous that I had to be difficult and draw attention to myself, and I was really focused on that. And I got up to the cash register, and she said, "What can I get you?" And I said, "Can I just get a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit?" And she said, "Sure. If you were stuck in an elevator with anyone, who would it be?" And I was like, "Whoa." What? I only prepared for what I was ordering. And so I think, am I dying in this elevator? If I'm dying in this elevator, I'm going to pick my mom. So I went, my mom? And she went, okay, next. And then I was waiting, and I hear people say, like, Madonna, and like all the Obama, all these names. And then I hear, my mom. And I was like, oh my God.
Obama, Madonna, my mama. Huh?
I'm noticing a trend.
Yeah. I thought that
I was trying to think of Marilyn Monroe, but I forgot, so I went with Madonna.
Madonna.
All right, but do you have an actual answer to this question?
I don't remember the question. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
If
so
you could meet anybody alive or dead, who would it be?
Meet
Yeah.
Anyone?
In the world.
I just got an email from my dad about all these different quotes from Winston Churchill, and so I'm gonna stand by Winston Churchill
Winston
right now.
Churchill's
That's
a
a good
great
answer.
pick.
If I could be trapped in an elevator with anyone, it would be,
It would be Winston
Churchill.
Yeah. Jonathan, do you have an answer?
Probably John Williams, because he's my greatest rival. I write music. He writes music.
This is a recent development since we've come back with the podcast. Jonathan wasn't really writing music that much. I mean, he was. He wrote the intro, obviously. But he was not at the level that he's doing it right now. He actually just got back from a conference.
I did.
He wrote music for a video game, and it's very impressive.
The video game is being quoted by my fingers as of right now as I'm speaking, because it was a weekend event and we made something in a Unity thing. It's a complicated. I don't know how it works, but I wrote the music for it, and I wrote like 10 tracks.
You
Yeah.
tell the best stories.
It was okay. Aside from that story, yes, I agree with you, Katherine. But the music was really good, and he does have a Patreon. If you guys want to support him, I'm gonna link that down below.
Free plug.
Yep. Shameless plug. Don't care.
Shameless.
Because I am one of his
Great
patrons.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, I get dope music for like $5, so it's worth it. All right. Good answer. So for me, I don't know. I think honestly, I would just say a really corny answer would be like Abraham Lincoln, or maybe George Washington.
I changed my answer.
No. I don't
Okay,
know.
Katherine.
If it's quick.
Jesus Christ.
You sick son of a gun. That's my answer. I that's such a good answer.
My boy Winnie and I are gonna have a big time.
Yeah, no, I definitely actually, now that I think about it, 100% Jesus Christ, because
You're a religious studies major.
I am a religious studies major, and I'm currently taking a Jesus of Nazareth class where we actually know so little about Jesus. Like it's weird how little we actually know. And when I say that we actually know, it's like verifiable and it is like concrete. But we know so much about the people 20 years after his life.
Wow.
Like that's concrete because like during Jesus' time, no one was going around with Jesus writing down what he was actually doing.
Yeah.
People didn't start writing stuff down because they didn't speak Greek, and so the Bible was originally written in Greek, well, the New Testament. So because of that, they didn't have like people just running around writing down in Greek what was going on. So
But now they do.
yes. In the modern
isn't
age.
the future amazing?
Wow, people just running around writing in Greek everywhere you look.
Yeah, in Greek. That's what fraternities are for.
Yeah.
Yes. And what's the other word? Sororities. Anyways, long story short, I have to say Jesus also because
All right, I'll go back to John Williams.
Okay.
Just
You can say Jesus
for
We can both-
continuity's sake.
We can both make Jesus. Yeah. All right. So next question. What does friendship look like to you? That's a good question.
This
I
is
think
a
that's
good
a
question.
terrible question.
Why do you think it's a terrible question?
Because it's intangible. I mean, I spent
Yes,
an
that's-
entire class yesterday trying to define love and grief, and there are a bajillion technical terms. Yes.
Oh,
a
100%.
bajillion
But that's why it's a good question
ways
is
to
because
define
there's a lot to talk about.
it. Okay. Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, if we, I don't want to go off on this tangent.
Go ahead.
Well,
We're
I
at
was
the
going to say,
7
like,
minute and
if
40 minute-
we
7
like
minute and
talk
40
about, like, just what makes a good question in terms of like this setting.
Mm-hmm.
If we just say, oh, a good question is something that you can just immediately answer, then there's no discussion that happens.
No. Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, I think the discussion is one of the most important parts of a question.
Yeah.
And so a question that is very open-ended
Yeah.
is, in my opinion, a good question.
I like black and white answers, because I'm a very indecisive person. So when it's like left open, that
I would just like to clarify that Katherine has a mug that she made herself that just says indecisive.
I
That's
do
true.
because yes, I went to a pottery painting place, which I have a loyalty member card that's only been stamped once, so I gotta change that. This is the first thing, New Year's resolution: go to the pottery place
Go to the
more.
pottery place.
And I went with my friends, and I had been on Pinterest for the entire day prior because I know myself, and still nothing, no mug ideas, because I always knew I was going to do a mug, and because I'm addicted to coffee.
You know what? You enjoyed your tea today, and
I
I'm
did.
very proud of you.
I was going to say I enjoyed my very first cup of tea because I've had tea before and not enjoyed it, so I enjoyed for the first time. But that's not true because rest in peace, the mango black tea lemonade that used to come
Out of your belly button.
from.
Out of your
I don't
That-
think we should explain that.
Basically,
yeah.
well, I'll explain it real
Oh, you're
quick.
gonna explain it.
Oh, it's really simple. I can explain it really quick. Basically, we had a mission trip meeting at the Wesley Foundation, and we always do icebreakers at the beginning of any kind of meeting, just to kind of break the ice.
Huh?
Yeah,
Never thought
exactly.
about that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but anyways, the icebreaker was if you could have any liquid come out of your belly button, what would it be? And Catherine's,
I chose the mango black tea lemonade, of course.
yep, and Jonathan's was,
Ice cold water for survival situations.
yep, and my answer was water also, but at the same pressure as that of a fire hydrant, so that I could become a superhero and fight fires.
Yes, but mango black tea lemonade would come out of my belly button.
That's true. But back to the question before any of this.
What does friendship mean to you?
So for me,
was that funny, Catherine?
Just I forgot that that's what we were talking about.
Which belly button liquids? What does friendship mean to you?
yeah,
So
I think
gross.
I mean I can go ahead and kind of answer that if you guys are cool with that.
No.
Absolutely not.
All right, cool. Thank you. So for me, friendship really looks like it's a lot of give and take. I think one-sided friendships are one of my huge pet peeves. So it's a lot of sacrifice made between both people. And in terms of sacrifice, I don't mean like you literally go and sacrifice a lamb or like
You don't mean?
A sacrifice a person.
No. Or even like you don't like I don't mean sacrifices in you quit your job for the other person. Like small sacrifices is in like just sacrificing your time when it's not like a huge deal. And you just when you know that person needs you there. That's what friendship looks like to me.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I could go next
Yeah.
unless you have an answer, Catherine.
No, I
To
very
me,
indecisive.
to me, yeah, you have
I
a
never
mug that
finished
says
that
that.
story.
Um,
That's okay. I wrote indecisive on a
'Cause-
mug.
You're indecisive. Anyways, so I guess friendship sort of means to me, well, it starts with F and then it goes to R, I, E.
How about a real answer?
A real answer? You got it, bud.
I love you
I like
and I
that-
love your quirkiness.
What,
Just so you know.
what the word means to you is just the spelling of the word.
No, anyways, it's like kind of, I guess, like honesty and like being real with someone. And it's like, I agree with the sacrifices thing.
Yeah.
Like one-sided friendships are stupid and dumb. So I guess, I would say your answer is mine, but I would add like honesty and like integrity.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
Brandon doesn't like honesty and
No.
integrity.
I don't know.
In fact,
we'll find out.
I lied to Brandon. My name is actually not Jonathan.
Is it Katherine?
Yes. It's spelled F-R-I-E.
You just misspelled friend.
But like, I think honestly, if I can go off on a little tangent, I think that's why we have a good. I think that's why me and you have a good friendship because we both recognize that and we both are willing to do that.
We have a good friendship.
I'm very glad you're my friend.
I love you, man.
I love you too. Close your eyes, bro.
Should I go?
It's your turn,
Yeah,
Catherine.
Yeah.
go ahead, Catherine.
So what I meant, should I leave so that the two of you can enjoy your friendship?
Oh no, we want you here
Aw,
as a witness.
that's fair. Yeah. So friendship to me means, I say a lot of unique things, and friendship means going. Well, that's Katherine, and not constantly questioning every single thing I say. And I know.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Like I don't make much sense, and my jokes are meant to just be like.
That was me
okay.
questioning what you just said.
And
Anyways,
I don't know. I don't like this question. I stand by that. Friendship to me.
That's fine. You don't have to answer every single question in depth.
I know, but it's an important question. I don't know. I like the always being there, but also it's really hard right now because a lot of my friends are in all different places and we just can't. It's understanding without having to be there that your friendship is secure. Like
Just
You can-
independency.
yeah, well, like you cannot see somebody for a year and then end up being in their town and meeting up with them for coffee and it's like nothing, no time has passed.
do you want me to come sit over there with you?
Why?
Because I'm over here.
What?
Nothing. I was gonna make a joke because you said, when people are in different places, and I was like,
Oh.
do you want me to come sit?
And moving on.
Anyways,
So, question 3. What is the trait you value most?
In ourselves or in others?
It just ends there.
Did you not write this article?
I did not.
Okay.
So let's say in others. In others.
Repeat the question.
What is the trait you value most?
Okay.
I'm yawning right now, so someone else can go. Currently,
Because you're still yawning.
currently it's 3 a.m. here in Murfreesboro.
That's just
That's
not
just
it's
not
true.
true.
Someone else can go.
Well, I went first last time, so Catherine.
I already forgot the question.
Catherine.
What's an important trait in someone else and others?
What is the trait you value most in someone else? Is what we're.
I would say easygoingness.
Flexibility?
No,
No?
like I worry a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I constantly am trying to make conversation and all these different fun things, and over analyzing every conversation in the middle of the conversation.
Been there.
And I really admire someone that, one, makes effortless conversation and does not care.
I'm waving at you.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon.
Oh, I forgot tapping on my glass makes noise. That picks up in the microphone.
And you did it again.
That's a... I want to say a D. Continue. I need to go back and check that.
Mr. Music over here. Anyways,
My name is Katherine, not Mr. Music.
fair enough. So the trait that I value most, like, if you've ever taken like a love language test, you will know what I'm talking about. Even if you don't, it's kind of common knowledge. But one of my top is quality time, and so
I think that's my top too.
yeah, it usually, like, I think that's the most common top one. So for me, like, somebody that's just present,
Yeah.
like that is just kind of always there when you need them.
See, I don't like that. I mean, I do. I just don't like.
That's not the one you value the most.
I just don't like seeing people constantly.
Well, no. I'm not saying that they're always there.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're there when you need them to be there. Yeah. Because there are obviously moments where you need your own time.
Yes. Shout out to my introverted friends out there.
Yeah. So
Woohoo.
with that, like, you have your own time, and then they're there when you need them, and they can also be like, because there is a point where it can become too much and they can be needy or whatever. But I have never found that point in anybody. I like people a lot.
That's good.
I guess my answer would be, because it's my turn now, probably someone that's like, what?
Nothing. I love you.
Okay.
Every day, man.
Probably the trait that I value the most is, I just had it and I forgot it. Someone being like real with you. Like, because, everybody has those friends that like kind of hype themselves up or like hype someone else up, but when it's just like someone that's like real and like genuine, that's what I value most. That's my
a good
answer.
answer. I like that.
Thank you.
What do you consider your greatest weakness to be?
Oh gosh,
That's a tough question.
I know mine. I can go first. I haven't gone first yet,
Yeah,
but I
go
just
ahead.
went. So
I
Just-
know mine.
Just go again.
Oh,
go ahead, Catherine.
okay. I had a job interview this past summer, and I was really nervous about the interview. And I called many people and was like, what do I talk about my weakness being? Because they're going to ask that. It turns out it wasn't a job interview. They started touring me around the office and introducing me to people. So I'd already gotten the job.
That's neat.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But in all that time, I figured out that I have a lot of flaws, but that is the thing with everyone. But the weakness that I feel comfortable sharing in a job interview is that of I have a lot of control issues. And so like when I was in a team, it's gotten a lot better, but I would be in like a group project and procrastination stresses me out. And so when no one was doing anything, I just stepped up to the plate and I ended up putting a lot on myself when it was a 6-man team. And I did a large portion of that project. And I realized that if I'd have taken a step back, we probably would have gotten a better grade altogether because I wasn't able to pour myself into each thing. So each of them was half full, but I don't want to say half full.
Because you're a pessimist.
I am a pessimist, but that's because we can get into that if we want.
I'll go ahead and share my answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
Okay.
to kind of keep the topic relevant.
Yeah.
So my greatest weakness is probably just me. Just me.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Me like achieving something and doing something but not thinking it's good enough, or like not thinking I'm good enough, and so I overcompensate and stress myself out. I don't really have anything to add beyond that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'd say like I kind of have two that right now are kind of tied. They kind of sometimes flip flop or whatever. One is like I always am. I never feel like kind of like what you said. I never feel like I like at specific tasks. I feel like I can never fully be as good as I want to be. In my own like personal self-worth, it's not so much that I feel like I'm unworthy or anything like that. More so just like I'm really competitive and I always want to be the best that I can be at every single thing I do. And that is a problem sometimes. And then the other thing is that I am horrible at asking for support, like for personal stuff. I'm like I can lead a team and ask for help with stuff that like is not personal. Like for example, like if like we're cleaning something and I'm like, hey, can you go sweep while I brush all the stuff off the table? That way we get it done together and at the same time and faster. Like for me, that's really easy. What's difficult for me is being like, hey, I really need you to just like come be with me and just talk with me and listen. Because like I just have a hard time asking people for support. And
Yeah,
like
I kind of have an issue with like my problems are not other people's. That's how I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's not even more, like completely about sharing my problems. It's more so about legitimately like asking for support,
Right.
Specifically. It's a weird thing, and until it happens in your life, it's kind of hard to like really know what it is.
Anyways, next question.
Yep. How do you think others perceive you when they meet you for the first time?
God, that is a
Me and
hard
Catherine have an
question.
interesting story about this, actually.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you not remember when we talked about on the retreat?
I
About,
do.
yeah, okay.
I don't remember the first time I met you, but you remember the first time you met me.
Yeah. Well, you remember the first impression I had on you, correct?
I did. I know I did. But now that you've asked me under the pressure of these lights and my arms are strapped to the chair.
There are 3 lights, 4.
Four.
Um,
Five.
Sweat dripping down my forehead. I just want to go home.
Oh my gosh.
There's newspapers over the windows.
You don't know where you are.
No.
We could be in
Sunny
Vermont.
San Diego?
What is the... This is not relevant at all.
No, it's not.
Anyways. How... I guess we could go around really quickly and just...
Our first remembrance
of how we all met each other.
How we met each other? Okay.
Oh, mama.
This is going to take like 9 seasons.
All right, look. So I'm horrible at first impressions. So what you guys are about to hear is super embarrassing.
So okay, I guess I'll tell the story of how I met Brendan.
No, let's save me for last.
Okay.
Like, so let's both talk about Catherine, and then me
Ouch.
and Catherine will both talk about you, and then you guys will both talk about me.
Okay.
Sound good?
So I guess I'll tell my story about how I first met Catherine. So Catherine is someone that goes to Wesley,
Hi.
and I don't know exactly where we first met, but I just remember my first real interaction with you was like we were in your Yukon XL, and I kept calling it a Chevy Tahoe, and that's the thing that you said makes you the maddest.
Wait, you're telling me you don't drive a Chevy Tahoe?
No. A Chevy Tahoe is smaller than my car. You can park that so many more places.
My mom used to own a Chevy Tahoe.
Good for her.
Yep.
Anyways, but I was making fun of Catherine for driving a Chevy Tahoe, and you were like, no! And it was really fun. And then, I don't know, I guess Catherine was just like someone at Wesley until like last semester. And I was like, hey, she's kind of cute, and I think I kind of like her. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
All right, so my first impression of Catherine, I don't know why I said that so weird, was
Well, I mean, you probably know me as Kat.
That's true. We do call her Cat every now and then. So anyways, my first impression of you was Messy Day
Oh, gosh.
at Wesley Foundation, and I did not want to get messy. I did get messy.
I did not.
I did.
I know, but like, I was not
Yes, you were not the one that got me
super
messy.
opposed, but you have a lot of qualms with a food fight.
Yes. Excuse me. So, the story behind me getting messy was Taylor, our old president at the Wesley Foundation, came up and was like, and just squared me with paint. And I was like, thanks. I didn't want that to happen. But anyways, that was like the first time I met Katherine, and my first like impression of her was she seemed like a cool person, and that was pretty much it.
That was beautiful.
But then I met you again like a couple times, and
We thought we hated each other.
yeah, I slowly was like, Katherine hates me. I was like, Katherine never wants to talk to me. Like, she like wants nothing to do with me.
I think everybody has that sort of initial, not like everybody you meet has that friendship, but there's always someone in your life that you think hates you, but they don't.
My friends and I have discussed that it's kind of an initiation process for me. If I don't think you hate me at any point, it's not going to last. Because I think, like we were talking about, how would it go if we met ourselves? And a friend of mine said, you'd probably think you hated you. It's very true. I think everybody hates me.
Well, I don't hate you, Katherine.
Thank you,
I don't
Brandon.
Yeah. But I was really like, dang, I want Katherine to like me because she
Really?
seems like a cool person. But like, you can't not make someone not hate you.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. So it was just like, this sucks. And then you guys became closer, and I was already close with Jonathan, and so me and you became closer, and I was very thankful for that because you're definitely one of my really close friends, and I appreciate that a lot.
Thanks, Brandon. I want to say that I thought Brandon hated me as well.
But we're not.
So it's probably a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, we kind of had an inkling of an idea, and so we retreated, and then fulfilled that prophecy.
Yeah. All right.
Finish
So
the
now,
door.
me and you on Jonathan.
Were you done? Did you finish?
Well, we're not talking about me. Remember?
Yeah. I thought Katherine was just in the middle of the story, and then you were just like, me and you talking about Jonathan.
Did
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I
me-
just completely missed something.
We're not talking about meeting Brandon, though.
Yeah.
I was, and that's on me. But anyway, so we can talk about Jonathan.
That's me.
I don't remember specifically. He was just one of the guys at the Wesley. I kind of described him as your best friend's younger brother.
That is a good description for somebody that
Yeah.
like doesn't know you yet.
Your
That's-
best friend, she's
yeah.
my brother.
Have
I don't
I
know
never
if that's
told
an
you
insult.
that?
No, you have. But,
But so you were just one of the guys at the Wesley who, as it has been pointed out, I was not close with any of the guys at Wesley. I was really only close with the girls. And the first thing I remember him saying to me was we were at the beach in fall of 2017, and I wasn't leaning, but I was on the balcony on the edge. And I heard, Katherine, aren't you afraid of heights? And I was like, no, I love heights. And Jonathan in the very far corner goes, that surprises me. And I was like, I don't know you. Because I often say that stresses me out. That's a big quote of mine. And so the fact that heights don't stress me out was surprising to Jonathan.
that's surprising. That surprised me.
Yeah. So my first impression with Jonathan was we have kind of two stories because the first time we met each other, we just kind of met each other and that was it. I'll let him share the second story because it's a better story. The first time was when we were having this campfire at Wesley, and Tanner Morris, who's my roommate.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, Tanner Morris, who's my roommate, and I love the guy. He's a little quirky though, and nothing wrong with that. But he's making a fire, and he starts describing the fire as like a cabin or something. I can't remember. He probably if was listening, he probably would be like, no, and he'd explain it. But anyways, so we're talking, and he just says something super random, which Tanner often does, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's like,
That was interesting.
Yep. And so it was one of the that was interesting moments. And so me and Jonathan just looked at each other and just kind of stared at each other. We were like, what?
Well, it was because I love Tanner to death too, but it's because he said the same story twice in like
That's
5 minutes.
right. Yeah.
Like the exact same words twice in 5 minutes. And I think we both looked at each other because we were like, did we just miss something? Or
Yeah. And so then that same night, there was a wasp nest right above where we made the fire. And so all of the wasps...
To clarify, we made the fire under kind of like a porch overhang.
Yeah, which was our first mistake. And so all of the wasps started freaking out, and then they started coming in the building, and
Oh my gosh.
it was a night and a
I did
half.
not know this story.
Yeah, it was a crazy night. We spent probably 2 hours just like, there's another wasp!
Yeah, they would... we'd see them like on the lights, and then...
Yes, oh my gosh.
Kaylee Skipper had a broom. I think Kaylee Skipper had the broom. And then I had the aerosol can. And we sprayed them to death with like fresh laundered scent.
Interesting.
It was crazy. And that was one of my first impressions at Wesley, in general. Now, the other first impression at Wesley, which is the one that's much more memorable.
Do you want me to tell this one?
Yes.
So,
it's the Crash the Commons, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point, Brandon was at Wesley, like, would you say half of the time, and you were spending the other time at the Orchard?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So Tuesday nights was I went to the Orchard, and then Thursday nights
The Orchard is another campus ministry.
Yes. And Thursday nights I went to Wesley. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't think of that word for some reason.
And so, like, I had seen Brandon before, and I was like, this is a guy that goes to Wesley. And so Thursday nights we have like Bible study and dinner. And so at the beginning of every school year, or is it? No, it's not every semester because we just started a semester.
Yeah,
we didn't have one.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of every fall semester, MTSU hosts this thing called Crash the Commons, which is basically like there's like music and like lawn games and just like it's a big party. There's food. It's a good time. And so it was on a Thursday night, and so Wesley had dinner, and then there was a group of people that stayed for Bible study, and then a group of people that went to Crash the Commons.
Yeah, and the group of people that stayed was like 3 people.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to stay with just 3 people. That's really awkward because I didn't know that people that well back then.
And so it was, I don't know how many of us were there. There were a few people that went before us, but in our group, there were like 7 or 8. And so we're walking, and MTSU has these things in the quad area where they're like acoustically engineered. I don't know exactly how, but they like make your voice echo, and it's like really weird. It's really cool.
It's in a semicircle, like an amphitheater.
Yeah.
It just reverberates straight back to you.
Yeah. It's really cool. And Brandon looks at me, and he kind of like punches me on the arm. He goes, "Hey, dude, watch this!" And he runs up to one as fast as he can. He goes, "Beef-a-roni, beef-a-roni," and like all of us were just like, "Brandon, what the heck?" Like, and
I
then
couldn't think of what to say, so I panicked.
And then I stuck one of my name tags on the light posts. It's still there. You can't read anything. It's just a white block.
I didn't know that.
Anyways, so we were near the BAS, the Building Air and Space building. Building Air and the
Business and aerospace.
The Building Air and Space. I stand by that. And so there's this dude just walking by himself. He's like on his phone. And Brandon's like, yeah, I guess you got a little excited there. And
basically, I was explaining to them that I'm a really random person and that I just do random things all the time. And I was like, hey, watch this.
And so Brandon runs up to this dude. He goes, "Hey, man, I want a high five." And the dude cautiously raises his hand, like kind of in front of his face.
No, it wasn't kind of. It was 100% over his face.
But it wasn't like touching his face. It was like right here. Just
Yeah.
Oh, right here, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you can't really see because this is a
podcast.
This is a podcast. Anyways, but you see this guy, and then Brandon like goes in for the high five, and this guy moves his hand, and Brandon slaps this dude in the face, and the guy's like, "Dude, what the heck?" And he starts swearing at us and stuff, and Brandon's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And we're all like, "Brandon, what's wrong with you?" Like it was all like, it was really funny for us, but we were like, "Brandon, like what's your problem, dude?"
Yeah.
And then it was me, you, Tyler, and Mark, and we all played pool in the student union.
We did do that. And then also, I don't know if you were here for this, but this is just an interesting side note that I like telling. So after like kind of the night was starting to come down, but there was still like a big group of people out like right in front of the stage, like dancing, and it was like a giant like circle where people would walk in and then they would dance. And we kind of like walked over and we were looking and like, hey, these people are dancing pretty cool. And I don't think you were there. I don't think you were there with me.
I don't think I was either.
Yeah. And so I just look at Tyler and I'm like, will you hold my phone in my wallet? And he just goes, why? And I said, just watch. So I hand him my phone in my wallet. And at this point, there's like nobody in the circle. And I just run into the middle of the circle, like full sprint, and jump straight up into the air and turn my body and just land smack down on the ground.
Good job,
Stand
Brandon.
up and run out.
Why?
It was honestly hilarious. And everybody went, whoa! Like people freaked out. It was pretty funny for me and for the people that were watching.
And the people at the ER.
I did not go to the ER despite popular belief.
Oh, I think I read it somewhere.
Yeah. Anyways, fun night. Not great for first impressions though.
I have no idea if I went with Wesley to the Crash the Commons night.
I don't remember you there.
I don't think you
That's
did.
Yeah.
sweet. I think I went to 2. And I think I went with Wesley one year, and it might have been this past year, and that's why I'm confused. I didn't go on Wednesday or on Thursdays. This isn't relevant.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to answer that question because we had a pretty good conversation about how we met each other. So I think we can move on to the next question.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, does Katherine want to?
I haven't
You haven't gone yet.
talked
Yeah.
about how I met Brandon.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna head out. while you guys
Okay.
talk about it.
I don't remember how I met. Whoa.
That was a loud
That was me
noise.
scooting away because I'm leaving.
Please don't leave.
That was a joke that went too far. I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm just trying to impress Catherine.
You already got her. You don't need to impress her.
Anyways,
not
Catherine.
true. I mean, you can't. Anyway.
All right. Let's move on.
I don't remember meeting you, Brandon. I just remember thinking that you didn't like me. You were just one of the guys at the Wesley that didn't talk to me. And so it's funny that you remember me as being one of the girls at Wesley that didn't talk to you.
Yeah. The thing is that I get really nervous around females, and I get even more nervous
I won't tell
around.
that story. 'Cause
Please
that's
don't.
not relevant.
Really, really nervous around attractive females, and so like going up and talking to a female in general for me is like terrifying. I'm not saying I'm the weird awkward kid that like never talks to females and just like flinches when one does talk to them, but I make a fool of myself a lot. when I do.
Just a point of clarification for those who might not know Catherine. Catherine is very pretty.
He can say that.
I can say that. Hi,
I'm
Catherine.
uncomfortable. But anyway, anywho, I remember the oldest memory I have of a conversation with you is the parade. Or
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like the homecoming
Wow.
parade.
Like I'm sure I can remember.
Like that was this year.
That was that was last
2018,
year.
but
But like that was.
this school year.
I don't remember. We might have sat next to each other at lunch and stuff, but we never really talked. And I remember that time you started disclosing things to me, and I was like, "Oh, he doesn't hate me." And then we went right back to not talking to one another after that.
Yep.
And so, it wasn't until I started dating Jonathan that we started talking more.
Yeah.
And now we've got friendship bracelets in the mail. That's not true. I'm making them.
Oh,
No, I'm not making friendship bracelets.
I was like,
for us.
I had no idea, but thanks.
I'm sarcastic.
I would like to hear the story about the new glasses because I feel this is relevant.
Okay, but it's not a first impression, but it's funny. Do you want to tell it or do you want me to tell it?
Oh, those new glasses. Okay. So I hadn't seen Brandon. Well, I mean, Brandon
man.
got glasses over Christmas break or something along those lines.
Yes.
And so I hadn't seen them, and I hadn't seen you.
Mm-hmm.
I just had heard about them, and I wanted to acknowledge it. But I was sitting in Wesley, and you walked in, and I said, "You got new glasses, or you got glasses," and you said,
Thanks.
That makes me laugh.
I'm pretty sure I said,
and
thank you.
You said thank you, and then the next time I saw you, you said compliment my glasses, and I was like, well, that's weird, but I said I like your glasses, and you said yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me laugh every time.
All right, so moving on. Oh boy. So, what does your perfect day look like?
I've talked about this with my pen pal.
My perfect date looks like
Wait, day, D-A-Y, D-A-T-E.
DAY.
Okay.
I was about to make that joke.
Okay. I was just point of clarification.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I was going to say February 10th because that's both of your guys' birthday.
That is.
So that's your perfect date?
Mm-hmm. Because I like you guys so much.
Oh.
All right, that was hecka corny. But for real, what does your perfect day look like? Is it my turn to go first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
Cool.
know.
Perfect day, DAY. It's probably a Sunday. Yeah, I'll say Sunday. So Sunday, I get up, I go to church. I'm a youth minister for those of you guys that don't know. And so go to church, come back, probably watch a game of football. If the Niners are on around noon, I'd watch the Niners. I'm a 49ers fan. Just, lay on a couch with, hopefully I have wife and kids someday. So lay on the couch with my wife and kids, watch some football. And then around probably 3 o'clock, because I'm assuming this is like in the summer, around like 3 o'clock, I'd go out, play some disc golf with my family. Take them out. Make an ace. Oh man. If I made an ace, I have yet to make an ace. And I want to so bad.
An ace, correct me if I'm wrong, but in putt-putt terms is a hole-in-one.
In any term is a hole in one.
I didn't know that.
Well, except for poker.
Anyways, I think I'll go next, unless you want to go next.
No, it's fine.
I think my perfect day is after a long week of school, I get to sleep in, and then I wake up, I sit in my pajamas, and I eat leftover spaghetti for breakfast, and...
Now, is this regular spaghetti or chili spaghetti?
It really depends on what kind of chili it is.
Wait, did you say leftover spaghetti for breakfast?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Catherine's mother gave me Skyline chili, and I ate it, and it was very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that for breakfast a little while ago.
You're like a buddy from Elf.
I mean, well, he put syrup on his.
He did.
And then I would have spaghetti or leftover or really any food for breakfast.
This is your perfect day.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I sit on the couch and I play Smash Brothers. I get my Mario GSP up a little higher. It makes me really sad how low it is. I'm disappointed in myself. Anyways, and then Katherine comes over and we go to dinner or something and have fun times.
So I feel like I can't not say that's a tough one. I'd have to say April 25th because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket.
Yeah, I wanted to make that joke, but I honestly I didn't know the date, and so I didn't say it.
But you would have made a miscongeniality joke?
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful, Brandon.
Yep.
Anywho, I would have been remorse if I hadn't made that. But I would say that a perfect day for me is like early September, maybe mid-September, when like it's almost fall, the air is really crisp, and I go to a like farmer's market that morning. Oh no, I wake up early and like I exercise, and then I go to a farmer's market, and then I go meet a friend for coffee, and then I go on a hike, and I don't know, do laundry or something productive. I like doing productive things that have instant gratification.
I need to do laundry.
And Jonathan has mentioned many times that he would like to go to a farmer's market, so he's more than welcome to join me on any of those. Anytime. It's a fun time.
Who's Jonathan? I'll fight him. That joke usually gets people laughing sometimes.
Usually gets people laughing sometimes.
Anyways, next question.
What is your biggest unacknowledged dream? That's a weird question.
I don't like that question. I don't like any of the questions, though.
I think that's a weird question.
Yeah.
I was going to have it. Let's skip it.
All right. If you could eat anything at all right now, what would you choose? Jonathan would choose spaghetti, I'm
I would
assuming.
choose Skyline spaghetti.
Interesting. I
right.
thought you would say Fuji.
Oh, I changed my answer. I want Fuji.
What is Fuji?
Okay, so Fuji is really just the name of a restaurant that every town has. Like Fuji is not specifically the restaurant, but it's Koji. Other places I don't know what it would be called, but it's a
In
Japanese.
Crossville, it's Tokyo.
It's a Japanese grill that you get like fried rice, vegetables, and then I get the steak and shrimp teriyaki with yum yum sauce.
That's what I get.
So good.
Katherine?
I don't know. What do I want right now? I kind of want a really good burger and Red Robin's fries, which is not something that I crave. But man, they sound good right now.
I had a really good burger last night. So Bar Louie every Tuesday night
Oh, yeah.
has like a $5 burger. Not sponsored, by the way. Has a $5 burger night.
Yeah.
Yes, yet. And me and my old youth minister, Joe Woosley, who is a phenomenal guy. Love that man so much. We went and got dinner, and we did the $5 burger things, and it's so good. They have this burger that has a fried egg on it.
No.
Oh, it is amazing.
Call back to earlier when I said I'm a picky eater.
It's true. But like that's probably my favorite burger, like favorite gourmet burger.
Well, what food do you want right now?
Yeah. So what food I want right now is 100% some General's chicken from Taste of Thai. You can't go wrong with General's chicken.
Yes, I guess no, you can't because there's rice and there's orange chicken and that's it.
Oh, but that's so good.
Y'all are crazy. You got to get some vegetables, some of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Next question.
What are you talking about?
Some of that. Yes.
I'm
Some
a
of that.
communications major.
Like kick? You mean like kick?
Yeah, some of that.
It is so
More.
choice.
I got it now. Yeah. Some spice.
Anyways, next question.
Do you consider yourself a good friend?
Yes.
Situationally.
It's an interesting question for me.
Wow, I just right off the bat I said yes.
You are a good friend.
Thank you.
Like I can testify to that. I don't know. I feel like I could be. But it's hard for me to just kind of like say yes to that question. Because I'd like to think I am.
Yeah.
But it feels kind of cocky to say that.
I literally just came out and said, yes,
But
I am.
I'm saying
Well,
like I'm not saying when other people say that. I'm saying for me personally to say that, it makes me feel cocky.
Right.
And so because I'm always conscious about that. I'm always like, am I being a good friend in this situation? And so because I'm always thinking that way,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to give a straight answer.
So, circumstantially.
Sure.
So you guys have the same answer. I just have yes.
Yeah. Well,
Which is
you
fair.
are.
I'm indecisive. I cannot speak to
That's true.
Brandon's decision-making skills.
All right. Next question is, what is your favorite thing to do? Mine right now is 100,000,000%
Disc golf.
disc golf.
Knew it.
So my New Year's resolution for this year is to play in at least one tournament. And it is so cold right now. And I played, so it was cold like 2 weeks before I went and played last week. And so I didn't get to play. So for 2 weeks straight, I didn't play. And when I came back, my game was just so bad. And taking that 2 weeks off did not help. And so now I'm having to like relearn all my form and everything. And it's not fun. But it's so cold this week. And I have a youth conference that I'm going to. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get to play. So I might go another week without playing, which stinks.
I guess my favorite thing to do right now, I would like to amend that question because, we all change our favorite things, I guess.
No,
that's why I said my favorite thing to do right now.
Yeah.
My favorite
Yeah,
thing
that's
has
fine.
been the same since I was 6 years old.
Um,
I'm lying. It's a
I
joke.
was going to say, that's impressive.
Oh.
my favorite thing to do right now is play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch until 2 a.m. with my friends.
That does not surprise me.
It's such a good time.
It is.
I checked my hours today. I want you to take a ballpark guess. How many?
Too many.
How many?
Somewhere around 200.
Hours?
No. Probably about
100.
105.
Today?
No. There are not 100.
Go in, Catherine.
Well,
Oh, mamma mia.
Yeah.
since you've had
So
the game?
Smash Bros is 100% probably my favorite video game right now. The only issue is that I played Smashdown with Jonathan, and he beat me 20 times, and I didn't win once.
I did kill Jonathan once, though, but I did take off his glasses.
That's true.
So I don't have to take Jonathan's glasses off to kill him. I just have about 6 characters that I can actually play.
It's respectful if you do, though.
And, yeah, and when you play Smashdown, you get random characters. Well, the way we play, and so I was playing characters I like never ever play, and he was getting characters that he plays all the time because he plays every single character all the time.
To be fair, you only play like 3.
No, I play like 6. Do you want me to name them?
How many characters are there?
72, 73.
Oh my god.
But anyways, so I lost 20 in a row, and I was like, I'm done with this for today. And so I was incredibly frustrated.
I'm sorry, my guy.
No, it's not your fault. I would much rather you go all out than go easy on me. Like, I'd much rather win or lose 20 games and you go all out than me win 15 and you win 15 or whatever and you barely try.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Catherine,
My favorite thing?
what's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing right now, not since I was 6, is I really like embroidering things. I've only embroidered one thing, but it was so much fun. I embroidered "Be Kind" into the collar of my jean jacket, and you can't see it at all because the string that I had is very dark, and the jacket that I embroidered on is
But
also
you know
very
it's
dark.
there.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
And
gotta
so I'm
watch out for
hoping to
that.
get more string and continue embroidering, which goes along like hand in hand with video games, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we could talk about it just as long with the 3 of us.
Does
Yeah.
B do any embroidering?
No, but I'm going to do some for her.
I feel like B would love that.
I know.
B is one of her friends, obviously. Cool. So that question has been answered.
So
Then,
we just got time for one more.
all right. So it's the last one.
Yeah.
This is a horrible one to end on, but we're going to do it anyways.
Great.
Have you ever been heartbroken? My answer is yes.
My answer is yeah.
A begrudging yeah.
I say that hesitantly because I've never been in such a place where it's been like
Catherine,
a real issue.
if you hurt this boy,
Mm-hmm.
I will find you.
You'll find me? I don't think I'll be too hard to find.
That's true.
You just, hey, Katherine.
and Jonathan, if you hurt this girl, I will find you.
I mean, she slapped me in the face in the middle of Five Guys.
I meant emotionally.
In the middle of what?
In the middle of a Five Guys in
Look,
Gatlinburg.
I did. It was so funny.
Physically, I don't care. You guys do what you want because maybe that's your thing. I don't know.
Well-
But emotionally is what I care about.
He has hit me on accident at least 15 times, and I've hit him on purpose
At least 15.
like 4 times,
No,
maybe.
it's been like 8 or 9.
But I'm not, I don't know. I was going to say I'm not very aggressive, but I guess that doesn't follow that sentence
My
very
address
well.
is 1234 ABC Street.
That's just not
Please-
factually
please-
correct.
Please send the police.
That's just
Your
factually.
address.
Hey, do you
I'm
remember-
the
do you
one
remember
that's, there are newspapers
That's-
on the windows. I'm tied to the chair with all these lights on me, and you need help out?
What did you say, Brandon?
Never mind. I'll tell you about it later. So Catherine, have you ever been heartbroken?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I've never been in a relationship. I shut down. I was like, if I don't get in a relationship, I won't get hurt.
Well, you
And
don't
so
have to. You don't have to be in a relationship to be heartbroken
Jonathan's dancing.
Yeah.
because he's the first.
No, I avoided it at all costs. And if I was, I buried it down, but I genuinely don't think I've ever been heartbroken. No.
Yeah, I have. Like 5 times, at least 5.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All like relational, so like a girl or guy.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. If I add friends, probably around 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you this is a horrible question to end on.
Well,
so-
I think we got time for one more.
I
Yeah.
think we can ask my favorite icebreaker.
Oh.
what is it?
Well, I mean, you guys both know it, but
I can't remember it.
interesting. If you could ride into an arena riding on an animal with a song playing, what would the animal be and what would the song be?
I gotcha. I know my answer.
Yeah, Brandon, you go first.
Okay. So it'd be a bald eagle because I am a true patriot. I'm currently wearing a sweater that has USA on the back of it. It's a 49ers sweater.
What are the odds I'm wearing the same sweater?
That's just factually incorrect.
Darn it, I wore the wrong sweater today.
Anyways, so I love America so much. So bald eagle, and then the funny, yes, we're all saluting currently. Well, yeah, and then the song that we'd be playing would be "Fortunate Son," because, and yes, I am well aware that is a anti-war song, but in every war movie, that's the song that plays when a helicopter flies in from screen left top corner, just comes in, and you just hear the song, just immediately. Like, that's just a song. And so I associate, and so many people associate that song with freedom.
Because that was in Full Metal Jacket, right?
I am the wrong person.
It's literally in every, like, war movie. Not every single one, but, like,
can I phone a
so
friend?
many movies. It's in it.
It's just my dad.
100%. That's what I would do because I'm a patriot.
So I have my answer, and since you asked it,
That's fair.
I'll go. So if I could ride into an arena on a vehicle, I'm gonna say a vehicle because this counts as a vehicle. With a song playing, because I'm riding into an arena, I need to strike fear in the hearts of my opponent.
Naturally.
So the song that would be playing is Verde, Messa da Requiem 2, Des Irae, which, for the very few of you that would know this, it's the opening theme that was used. It's not originally made for this, but it was the opening song in Quidditch World Cup for the Nintendo GameCube. And my vehicle would be a chariot on fire, carried by thousands of snakes. My original answer was peasants, but then I was like,
"Oh, mama!"
But we talked about this in Bible study, so I had to say snakes.
Because they always ask me for the icebreakers in Bible study, and because I'm a communications major, I do have quite a few. So the belly button liquid one, this one, many more, but we're not going to get into it.
If you could be a cereal mascot, who would you be? That's my favorite.
Oh, interesting.
Anyways,
Yep.
So if I could ride into an arena riding on an animal with a song playing, I've had this for a long time, so it's kind of cheating, but I don't want to think of a new one right now.
we've all said ones that we've had.
Yeah.
So I'm 5'10". I think I actually shrunk an inch because I got stung by a bee and went to the doctor, and they said you're 5'9". And so a bee stung me and I shrunk an inch of height, which I've heard is a side effect.
And I believe that wholeheartedly.
So I'm a very tall person is the moral of this story.
Is it possible you got a haircut?
What?
Because I have very poofy hair, and it adds like 3 solid inches when my hair is really long. So when I go to the doctors after my hair's grown a long time, they're like, "Oh, you've grown a lot." I'm like, "No, my hair."
Know, they're supposed to press the ruler or whatever it is to your scalp.
I've been
you
to the
can't.
doctor
You
once.
can't get to my scalp.
That's beautiful. I've said that a lot to things that you say.
I need to go.
That's beautiful. But so I'm a tall person, and so my animal would be a giraffe because I'm not a very confident tall person, and so I would ride in on a giraffe because I'm a tall person who needs to own it, and I feel like a giraffe is a great role model in general, but for height. And then the song would be Short People by Randy Newman, which offends my friend Hannah a great deal because she's an itty-bitty person, but she's really good at racquetball, and so she makes up for it, her anger, for my song Joyous in Racquetball. And that's my
Nice.
answer.
I didn't know which Hannah you're talking about. And then I remembered when you said racquetball.
Hannah Underwood.
Yes.
Hannah Underwood. She's great.
Katherine was leaving and Hannah slapped me and said, "Say bye." And
She's got the cutest little country accent. She goes, "Say bye."
I love her to death.
Me too.
So I think that's going to about do it for this episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us in this revolution of the podcast. We'll see you in the next one.